What's up, guys? Let me take off my glasses for a moment, because sometimes I feel like I look stupid in them, but no, I like them. I like them. But what's up, guys? I'm looking a little bit more fresh than usual. We're gonna start, kind of, just putting more effort with when it comes to how we look here, and not just doing the chill law kind of shit. Trying to, put in effort, and so yeah, I didn't. It's not. I didn't come here just because I was like dressed like this the whole day. I've been here at the house the whole day. It's because I am, um, just because I decided to, look good, and so we're gonna start putting effort like that when it comes to everything. When it comes to how we look, how we sort of put the scenery here back here, and how we start to do all of these things. We're gonna do that. Literally, yeah, but before we get going, because we're gonna watch like three specific things today, we're gonna make it like a 30-minute stream, at most. But basically, before we get started, I do just want to say that I'm very excited because obviously, as I told you guys before, that I had a job already technically, and again, I don't want to speak too early. I want to make sure that I get through this and that I fulfill this, and I make sure that I do the most that I can with this opportunity. And then once we are like up and rolling, then I can actively just be like, okay, like we're good, like this is it, this is what we can do, and that is that basically. And I think if this all goes well, obviously specifically, then I'm gonna. I mean, you guys are used to this, but I'm gonna be streaming like at night almost every time, and then almost every time, and we're gonna keep going as we are here, and then once I get out, it's gonna be a little bit more different. But obviously, we're getting a little bit too ahead of ourselves. Let's just make sure that we get through this, and that is it. So I'm not really even trying to too much think about that. I'm just trying to think about like trying to do the best that we can with this. So this week will be my last technically free week until the next week, and to make the most out of it, I don't want to lose this opportunity. So with that being said, I have set contingencies in case this doesn't work, but of course, we're going full in and trying to make sure that we do the most that we can with this opportunity, and that is that basically. But with that being said, um, yeah, I'm pretty excited overall, regardless of what happens. But of course, I'm pretty excited mostly because of that. But there's also other things that has been happening in my life personally that have been, quite exciting, and um, and I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that is it. That's all I want to say for now, and yeah, we'll keep it going. But yeah, we're gonna watch three videos in specific. And is there anything else that I want to say? Not really. I think that's pretty much it. So we'll leave it at that. And yeah, all right. So, oh shit. All right. Cool. All right, let's watch this. We're gonna enjoy this, and then after that, I have to take care of a couple things. But like I said, 30 minutes. Let's make sure we do this, and that is it. All right, let's go. Ad is gonna pop up. We're gonna get rid of that very soon, but for now, we're just gonna have to deal with this. So.
Are you having trouble finding a place for your precious bundle of fur?
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. This alien was seen walking around New York. Hello Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. This alien was seen walking around New York City.
It's kind of high. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like that. Ooh. Alright.
What is that?
I want this to go back. What the fuck? I smash! I smash. That shit happens, bro.
Near the door. I got it. You're fine.
A bunch of ants got together and tried to steal this package.
Damn.
If life has given you lemons, squeeze the juice into a water gun and shoot people in the eyes.
Oh, poopy. What the
Shoot
fuck?
people in the eye. If life has given you lemons, squeeze the juice into a water gun and shoot people in the eye.
That's like the oh, bro. The temptation of wanting to pull that out.
Eyes.
Oh, poopy, yes. Poopy, yes.
This seal was about to get eaten by orcas but found safety on the back of this boat.
Mostly the seals will just stay, right?
They're just waiting under here. This one is staring straight up the boat.
Oh yeah, they want it back, man. Bad. He's coming up.
I just really want to know what made him want to do this. This poor little guy was born a few months ago and is already stressed out.
Hey, you gotta go to work, bro. Bro. Hey, man. You gotta go to work, bro. You gotta go to work. Come on, look. You gotta get out of here, man. Don't nothing come to a man in sleep but dreams, bro.
Does anyone know how you pronounce his name?
To a man in sleep but dreams. Oh, look. You gotta get out of here, man.
Gotta go to work.
Don't nothing come to a man in sleep but dreams, bro.
Does anyone know how you pronounce his name?
The three very young.
The three very
The third.
young. The three very young. My fucking.
The third.
The third very young.
The variant.
The variant. The variant.
The third variant. The Thravion. The Thravion.
The Thravion.
The Travion.
The Travion.
Travion. The Travion.
The Travion. How many fucking names have I seen in high school about that, bro? The Travion, the Quavion, the Quavius, the Linguinius, You see that?
The Travion.
Bitch ass nigga, can't fucking do it in front of you. How about that?
Imagine pulling this off right in front of the judges.
Am I even on it? Am I even on it?
Yeah.
Someone's luggage got taken away by the wind at the airport. This is a scary spider warning. One of my subscribers found a massive spider nest in Texas.
Oh!
Oh god.
Oh!
Oh god.
Thing down.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
That is the end of this video. Hopefully this video put a smile on your face, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
Thank you, the General. Oh, no. It's Mr. Daily Dose of Lantern and Hill. Alright. Enough with the fucking antics. Tipping culture. And then cut me off. Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna waste time. Just fucking let's do this.
Notion has been the centerpiece of my workflow. It's quite literally an extension of my brain. I can take notes.
Tipping, a generous act of courtesy you do when you're more than satisfied with the service you were provided, and you give them a little extra money. Usually you give these to your servers at restaurants, your barber, and strippers, just as a way of telling them you're doing a good job. Go get yourself a nice pair of undies. And this overall thing is practiced all around the world. It's not exactly a foreign concept for anybody. Tipping is a normal thing, but no place on earth lets it give out the tip more than the US of A. We go X Games mode with the tipping over here, cause we be giving everybody tips.
Yo.
We tip our delivery drivers, taxis, bellhops, housekeeping, house movers, bartenders. If you're an in-person service, then most likely you accept tips. Even my homie's last job at the gas station where he just pumped people's gas, he got over $100 in tips in one day. I didn't even know people tip for that. We love to tip everybody except the homeless, but has it gone too far? Let me go off real quick, but I've been seeing tipping options where I've never seen them before, like counter services, cashiers. I've never heard of tipping cashiers, but those blue blocks on the iPad beg to differ. One time I went to a concert and I went to the merch booth. I got a hoodie, bro handed me the hoodie, then turned around his iPad for a tip. Now I know these people don't get paid too well, but what in that interaction concurred a tip? Did he slip me $100 bill in a hoodie that I didn't see? I don't think so. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna tip. But I would usually see these in local businesses most of the time, so that's all fine and dandy. But I've heard Starbucks is also doing tips. Now I don't really go to Starbucks because it's just not for me. I like my coffee a certain way. I like my coffee how I like my men. Long, black, and Vietnamese. And no offense to you Starbucks employees out there, but I'ma treat y'all like McDonald's and Burger King. Like, why would I tip the drive-thru cashier? That just sounds unnecessary. And as long as those restaurants are not asking for tips, then I'm never gonna tip. Don't get no ideas, please. However, I understand why these workers would want to tip, though. They work low-wage jobs, and sometimes they got families to take care of at home, so a tip or two would make their lives a little bit easier. But I'm selfish. I'm not trying to tip at Wendy's, bro. But I know that day will eventually come. I can smell it. This is the US. We'll somehow incorporate tipping into everything, so the employers can justify why they're paying their employees minimum wage. And whenever someone doesn't tip, they get mad at us instead of the business that's giving them a non-living wage. That's why tipping is super pushed. So restaurants, for example, can pay their waiters low salaries to encourage them to aim for tips. So the waiters have to be as upstanding, top of their tippy toes, holly jolly of a worker as possible to try to get ends meet, so the customer can walk away feeling happy about their experience, the owner of the restaurant being happy because of the profit and good look of the business, while the waiters walk away with a $2 tip and food stamps for a salary. Or at least that's just my theory, my game theory. Now people that have never had a job might say, ain't that a good thing? It makes the waiters actually try to do their job well, bro. Ain't nobody wanna work minimum wage, period, bro, in this economy. Doesn't matter if I'm getting tips, all it takes is one bad day of penny pinching tips to be like, well, Scoob, I guess we have to eat whatever's in the fridge tonight. I should know. I used to be a waiter. I was a waiter for weddings and other events in my late senior year, and my wage was decent, 15 an hour, and for a high school student, that's pretty good. Plus, I only worked on the weekends. Man, this job was gonna be a breeze. But that was only because I was a kid. I ain't need that much in the first place. All I thought is, if I can afford food, sold. But to spoil the fun, most of the time, I did not get any tips or very little tips. And 95% of my gigs was at weddings, so the food was already paid for. I was giving these niggas free food, and I got nothing. And I was always all nice and shit. I was never mean. I was all like, hello, hot diggity day, what would you lovely people like to have? I thought I was doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, even currently right now, like, the fucking job that I'm playing, or not playing, that I'm getting, it's what I need. I mean, it's gonna help me live, and it's gonna help me, like, conditions, but at the end of the day, the truth is that this right here, what I'm doing, is going to lead me to, I guess you could say, the promised land, of some sort. I understand it's not all that it's cracked up to be. I've heard the story many fucking times already. But with that being said, I gotta do what I gotta do right now just to get out simply. And that's it. And it's as simple as that. And as long as I accomplish that, then that's all that matters. And then once I do that, then the next step begins to, amass the wealth that I need to amass. From a business standpoint, from a content creation standpoint, from every little fucking standpoint, it needs to be realized, and it's going to. So, I understand that I'm a bit, I guess, afterthought, late in the game, whatever you want to phrase it as, but we're almost there, as I always say. Let's keep going.
Shaved off my hair to be more presentable, which is something I still regret to this day. Don't cut the hair you love for no jobs. Unless it look like this, you might get no job with that. I did get tips sometimes. The biggest tip I've ever gotten was $40 from a table of old white women and a gay dude. And from then on, they became my target audience. I'd always pick the table with the gay niggas, cause I know they'd give me the biggest tip. And me complaining about small tips might sound like a trivial problem, but I'm talking about like in the grand scheme of things of this kind of job. Like if I was an adult with this job, paying bills, taxes, rent, all that, I could not live like this. I know this cause I had co-workers in their late 20s, 30s, 40s who said they couldn't take care of themselves with this wage. That's why they sold drugs on the side. That's why we should hold these businesses accountable to have higher wages for their employees so they don't have to rely on tips anymore. We must rise against this corrupt business practice. Who's with me? Hey, you're just saying this because you just don't want to pay tips no more. Well, duh. I don't like tipping. Who does? Who wants to pay more of their own money when they don't have to? I'm not a misogynist, a masochist. Wrong word. I am the other one. I'm not saying I don't tip. I do. But mainly because I want to at least try to balance out my good deeds with my bad ones when I'm in the pearly gates. I'm not trying to go to hell because I didn't tip my IHOP waitress who so happened to be battling cancer and diabetes that one time. I'm trying to get to heaven. But if I gave zero, darns, dangs, or I would almost never tip. I would look at the bill, then pay the bill, then end it there. I would only tip.
My personal philosophy on tipping is, I guess, it's kind of dumb to call it philosophy. It really is. But I'd say that my personal take on that is just, you just got to judge it right. I think it's a normie take, but it's the only take that I have as of now, which is that you just gotta judge it. You have to try to have the best judgment that you could possibly have. As a concept, I'm not against it, but also it's just I mean, I think it's a good practice. It's a good practice because it shows people not to be like complete hoarders. Because if that wasn't instilled in the society, then people would be complete hoarders. So.
If I received outstanding service, because, most services nowadays are just average, regular stuff, nothing to point out, but you still supposed to tip. In a perfect world, I would only tip if the person is enthusiastically nice. fast service, give me a back massage, and also pay for my food. Then I would tip. I can understand tipping delivery drivers because they also need the money to pay for their gas, but that can go with the higher wage argument that I said earlier. And if they show up mad late, then I don't have to tip them. We should bring back the 30 minutes or less or the food is free rule. I'd start ordering food from Russia on purpose. Save myself a stack. And like I said earlier, I know these people need these tips to survive. I know they have mouths to feed. I know, I feel you. But in the back of my mind, I know I have mouths to feed too. My own mouth. And tipping is slowly taking that away from me. Now I'm gonna starve. And remember earlier when I said tipping is not a foreign concept? Well, apparently it is to most countries. Every time I look in the comment section for a post regarding tipping, 90 to most
Also, America.
countries. Every time I look in the comment section for a post regarding tipping, 90% of the comments will be from foreigners saying, well, over here in Timbuktu, Jumanji land, we never even heard of tipping. I didn't even know Jumanji was a real place, but it sounds like heaven if they don't tip. And it makes me think the people of the US here are purposely fucking me with this tipping shit. It's to be expected we tip 20 to 25% of the bill here. You have a better chance pulling a gun on me and robbing me because that's the only way you're gonna get that much money out of me. And I've been seeing news reports about how there's a spread of self-checkout machines with tipping options. Who the hell am I tipping? Mr. and Mrs. Walmart themselves? Why they need my money? Why they need a tip? Any self-checkout tipping machine out there could suck the tip of my pee-pee. That's what you could do. And like I said earlier, I do tip my delivery drivers and waiters. I do. But I hate tipping. I bloody hate it. If I could abolish it, I would. I hate it. However, I know it's the right thing to do. Or at least I was raised to believe if I don't tip my waiters, I'm a which I don't really believe now, but I begrudgingly admit tipping won't kill me. So I still tip. How much I tip? None of your beeswax. And even though I tip most of the time, I'm not gonna tell y'all you should tip. You could do whatever you want with the money you've earned. Like, I could be spending my money on helping the children in Africa and building houses there. But how else am I supposed to pay for my drip? I need money for my clothes, man. Those kids in Africa, they're not gonna pay for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on tipping. Employees need better pay, so I can stop paying. And in conclusion,
Elements of surprise. Did you pray today?
Nice video, guy. Nice video. I should have added a little bit more commentary, but as I'm also just getting used to it, so give me a fucking break. Alright. Also, I heard that, you could react to Mr. Beast, so I'm gonna start doing that for sure, so. But yeah. Alright, last one here. We're gonna do. Go from the oldest. Something about the fucking. What's it called? No. There you go.
I'm starting to notice a trend where you expect to disappoint people, and when you do a good job.
The Antichrist was written in 1888, 1 year before Nietzsche's descent
Dark topic.
into madness, and immediately after his Twilight of the Idols. Both books should be read under the aspect of the last words of his final original book, his autobiography Ecce Homo, Dionysus Against the Crucified. The German title can be translated as either the Antichrist or the Anti-Christian. It was likely meant to mean both. Dionysus has two opponents, one worthy of him, the other unworthy. The name Nietzsche gives to his worthy opponent is Christ, hence Dionysus is the Antichrist. The unworthy opponent is the Christian, who is undeservedly dignified by being treated to such elaborate condemnation. In the foreword he writes, "This book belongs to the very few. Perhaps none of them is even living yet. Possibly they are the readers who understand my Zarathustra. One must be honest in intellectual matters to the point of harshness, to so much as endure my seriousness, my passion. One must be accustomed to living on mountains, to seeing the wretched ephemeral chatter of politics and national egoism beneath one, strength which prefers questions for which no one today is sufficiently daring, courage for the forbidden. Very well. These alone are my readers, my rightful readers, my predestined readers. What do the rest matter? The rest are merely mankind. One must be superior to mankind in force, in loftiness of soul, in contempt. The book is directed to a minority and is relatively short, composed of 62 sections, mainly devoted to attacking Christianity in its institutional form. Nietzsche is against Christianity's morality of compassion. He praises virtue free of moralic acid, that is, breaking free of oppressive moral influences that guided the masses, giving way to individual freedom. Christianity wants everyone to be equal and has waged war against the higher man. However, equality would eliminate all the noble values, and everybody would become mediocre. It is opposed to the Übermensch. There must be a pathos of distance, a chasm separating the ordinary from the extraordinary. Nietzsche criticizes the decadent values of Christianity, which spring out of illness, weakness, and resentment, and ultimately opposes our natural instincts. This saps the life of the human being and creates a sick and weak type of human who is created ill but commanded to be well. As Christianity is against the instincts, power, and growth, it is against life itself. Under the holiest names lie the values of decline and nihilism. It is diametrically opposed to Nietzsche's will to power, in which the instincts are the fundamental component of human identity, the main drive force in humans. Christianity is a religion of pity. For a noble morality, pity is a weakness, but for Christianity, it is a virtue. Nietzsche claims that the Christian religion and its morality are based on imaginary fictions. This entire fictional world has its roots in hatred of the natural actuality. He opposes the Christian concept of God because God degenerated to the contradiction of life, instead of being its transfiguration and eternal yes. In God, a declaration of hostility towards life, nature, the will to life. God, the formula for every calumny of this world, for every lie about the next world. In God, nothingness deified, the will to nothingness sanctified. Nietzsche compares Buddhism with Christianity.
I'm gonna finish this video later on. Something happened. Because this is a very touchy subject. So, I'll, let's just say, explain a little bit more in detail later what it's about. I'll finish it later. But basically, overall, in like vague terms of what I can explain about that concept is that I think a lot of people, the inherent, I think, fundamental conflict within what I see within the human condition, and I guess man is representative of that for the most part, which is the fact of ambition and wanting to supersede their limitations and become an ideal of some sort, whether it's a god, whether it's just an idea, whatever it is, a figure, whatever it is. And I think a lot of the times that at the highest point, that is the sort of fundamental condition, because that's what people kind of come close to. Because I think a lot of the times, I would say even personally with me, that is a instinctual problem that I have with it. But I also don't see the solution with atheism or with people who believe in the guy downstairs. That is also not a solution, because it's just because I think a lot of people, because they don't know what to do, they can't escape that reality, that fundamental reality between heaven and hell, and between God and Satan, and they can't escape that. So they just, because they want to reject that, they want to go towards that side, but they don't understand that they're also doing the same stupid bullshit. And so, with that being said, I think that sort of original age of rebellion is gone, and it's already been passed, and we're now in the extra meta wave where that isn't also the answer. There's, but I fundamentally do understand the sort of original rebellion against it because that's how it goes always. It's like, oh, you want to control me, you want to limit me, because the whole proposal is that, well, there's a deity, there's God, and then there's everyone else who are just in submission, basically, completely. And um, and I think that's the grappling, as much as many texts may say, and of course I plan to know more and more as I go along. But I'd say for now, that would be the complication. But I mean, this is something that I'll be explaining later on more in detail because I do want to finish this, but I just couldn't finish it right now. Plus, it's already 30 minutes. But overall, I would say that that is the fundamental thing. And this is an idea that I think I'm going to discuss probably I don't know if I'll discuss it tomorrow, but I'll probably discuss it um, um, I'll probably discuss it um, another day, probably Wednesday. So, yeah, but I'll leave it at that for today. That was good. That was fun. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a brief one. It's going to be a brief one because I have to do something tomorrow that's going to take most of the day, basically. And, yeah, but we'll leave it at that for today. And, yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and peace.